Hello, Algebra 1. We are on lesson 1-4, translating words into symbols. Our essential question today is, can you translate phrases into variable expressions? So we are going to work on this together. If we start to ace this, it's going to make our word problems and solving word problems and creating them a lot easier. So there's a couple of things we need to know. When you hear certain phrases, this is what we need to think of. So let's talk about addition first. The sum of 8 and x, 8 plus x. A number increased by 7, n plus 7. 5 more than a number, n plus 5. Now, a key word that we are talking about in these are the word sum. Do y'all see the word sum? This is a grouping word, and it's very important to understand what a grouping word means. It means that when you hear it, you're going to group those things together. The grouping word for subtraction, when we talk about subtraction, is the word difference. The difference between a number and 4. X minus 4. So I'm going to circle this and draw an arrow to grouping. So you know when you hear sum and difference, you're going to group that together with parentheses. The next thing I'm going to talk about, people get stuck on too. 5 less than a number. 5 less than a number is n minus 5. Let's think about it. If I was to say, what is 1, I keep hitting the wrong button, 1 less than 12? Well, if I say that, you're like, oh yeah, 1 less than 12 is 11. But when you see the words 1 less than 12, you want to write 1 less than 12, which is not correct. Remember, we would have to write that as 12 minus 1. So when you see this word less than, you want to throw the number in front to the back, and that is really important. I would star circle highlight that because you will see that again. All right, moving on. A number decreased by 8. A number decreased by 8 is x minus 8. 6 minus a number, that one will go in order. So when you see the word minus, that one will go in order. I'm going to quickly talk about the grouping words for multiplication and division. So we are going to look at multiplication and division. And the important grouping words that we want here are product and quotient. Those are our grouping words. If I say the product of 4 and a number, we're going to group those together. If I say the quotient of a number and 8, we're going to group those together. So a lot of times if I say a product of 4 and a number times 6, we would take 4 and a number times 6. All right, let's just keep looking at these. 7 times a number is 7n. 1/3 of, the word of, kind of a weird word for multiplication, but that is a word for multiplication. 1/3 times n. A number divided by 10, that will go right in order. So let's go ahead and look, and let's go ahead and translate these into a variable expression. For number 1a, it says 4 times a number. We're going to go right in order. 4 times a number. 1/2 a number, or sometimes you'll see 1/2 of a number. 1/2 times a number. 8 more than twice a number. 8 more than twice a number. And D, this is the one that will sometimes get you, 6 less than a number. If you forget this, say, hey, what's 6 less than 10? 6 less than 10 is 4. 6 less than, keyword, we have to throw that to the back. Now let's see where we're going to go with this. Example 2, it says Kip has n books. Use n to write an expression for each of the following numbers. the number of books Kip has after he buys 3 more books. If he's buying books, what is he doing? He's adding to his collection, n plus 3. The number of books Kip has after he gives away 3 books. If he's giving away, what's happening is to his collection. He's decreasing it, n minus 3. Last set of questions. Use the given variable to write an expression for the measure required. Letter A in example 3 says the area of a rectangle. Now this is assumed that you already know what an area of a rectangle is, and most curriculums want you to know the area of a rectangle. I think we talked about this the other day. The area of a rectangle is length times width, but now they're going to give us everything in terms of L. So it says the area of a rectangle whose length is L and whose width is L minus 4. So if the length is L and the width is L minus 4, we need to write 1a like that. Use the given variable to write an expression for the measure required. We did it. Moving on to B. The distance you travel 4 hours at x plus 30 miles per hour. So again, they're assuming that you know something. This is another one of those somethings that they expect you to know. We should know that distance is equal to rate times time. It tells us that the rate is x plus 30 miles per hour, and the time is 4 hours. So if I take the rate, x plus 30, and multiply it, I used an x here, so I'm not going to use the St. Andrew's cross. I'm going to actually just put 4 right next to it. That is going to be the answer to our question. Okay? What's another way that I could write that without the 4 being in the back? I can also write 4 times x plus 30. So we're going to observe a little bit of this in this section. Great job today, Algebra 1.